Today we are going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys and their disappointing loss to the San Francisco 49ers at home. We're going to be talking about what Dallas should do next and what's coming for America's team right after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lights Jr. here at the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because we upload every single day. Now, the Dallas Cowboys, they had that disappointing loss to the San Francisco 49ers in the NFL Wildcard, 23-17. Jimmy Garoppolo completed 16 of 25 passes, no touchdowns, but Eli Mitchell and Deebo Samuels ran all over the Cowboys. Eli Mitchell had 96 yards on the ground. Deebo Samuels added another 72 yards on the ground. Brandon Ayuk had 5 catches. Deebo added another 38 yards. And it was all enough to beat the Cowboys. Dak Prescott just did not have a good game. 23 of 43. He finished with 54 yards, but I think 100 and something of those yards came in the fourth quarter alone. Had an interception, had a touchdown. Zeke was not good. 12 carries, 31 yards, only averaging 2.6 yards a carry. And Dalton Schultz was the best receiver in the game that Amari Cooper or CeeDee Lamb, those guys should have got going. And it just didn't work out for the Cowboys. Now, the good thing for the Cowboys to take away from the season, they went 12-5. But the problem that they had in this playoff game is the problem that they've had all year long, and that is clock management. You put clock management on the head coach. The head coach is responsible for guys being in the right position, for guys making stuff happen, for guys to be able to make plays when the plays need to be made. And Mike McCarthy was not that guy. Mike McCarthy has had issues with clock management ever since he arrived in Dallas. That has been a constant problem for Mike McCarthy in the Cowboys since he arrived in Dallas after getting fired by the Green Bay Packers. And it was a problem again this year. It was a problem in this game. When Dak Prescott, albeit the ref, I think the ref was wrong? Probably running in the Dak, running in the center, having to respot the ball, etc., etc. But those are things you're supposed to practice in practice. These are things professionals are supposed to know. When Dak makes that scramble, he's supposed to slide, get up with the ball. Don't place the ball. Don't set the ball. Get up with the ball. Run it over to the ref so he can set it. Because the thing is, when you have a play like that, any play in the NFL, the next play cannot happen until when? Until the referee touches the ball. The referee has to touch the ball. That's why when we make fun of certain guys, celebrating after plays, I think it was a player this year. Somebody let me know in the chat or in the comments. It was a play this year in the NFL. It was Chase Claypool for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chase is over celebrating, dancing, and wasting tick, and Pittsburgh ends up losing that game. We've seen incidents like that where guys had, doing too much, not understanding, realizing you have to run the ball and give it to the referee. And then you see plays like Larry Fitzgerald. When Larry Fitzgerald saw his teammate falling on the ground and guys were trying to keep him on the ground, Larry picks up the ball, runs it over to the ref. The ref gets it set. The Cardinals get a spike. They end up kicking a field goal, I think, winning the game. Those are the differences. Dak, when he slides, is supposed to get up and run the ball, not place it yourself, run it to the referee. Now, Mike McCarthy is a problem. Whether Dallas is going to fire Mike McCarthy or not, I have no idea. I don't think they do because I think Jerry really likes Mike McCarthy. I think Stephen Jones really likes Mike McCarthy, and they did just go 12-5. There's a high probability they lose one, if not both, of their coordinators. Kellen Moore's getting a lot of job interviews. Dan Quinn's getting a lot of job interviews. A lot of people like what Dan Quinn did with that Dallas defense, which was one of the worst in NFL history just last year, to becoming one of the best in the league this year. With all the turnovers they were able to create in the gym they were able to steal in the draft, and Micah Parsons, the best defensive player as a rookie that we've seen in a very long time. So there's those things. There's that. It's going to be tough to repeat a 12-5 season if you lose one, if not both, of your coordinators and you're stuck with Mike McCarthy. So there is that. Now, a lot of people in Dallas, I know you guys want Kellen Moore gone. You don't like the play calling. You don't like what was going on. You think he's kind of getting too much credit for the success. and not enough blame for the lack of success. I can understand that. I can understand that completely. So that is going to be something to watch. One thing I will say for Dallas, their old future of their football team used to be Dak and Zeke. Everybody loved Dak and Zeke their rookie years back in 2016. They were a match made in Cowboy heaven. Since then, Dak has been kind of inconsistent. He is what he is. And Zeke has just progressively gotten worse every single year. So now the future of Dallas, the one thing about Dallas that they do right in Dallas, you can say they do a lot of stuff wrong. Jerry does a lot of stuff wrong, overpays for guys, whatever. They draft really well in Dallas because they've drafted two superstars in back-to-back years. 2 years ago, they drafted Trayvon Diggs in the second round, superstar, led the league in interceptions, all-pro. This past year, they drafted Micah Parsons, superstar, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, 13 sacks, all-pro as a rookie. So they've drafted superstars in back-to-back drafts. So one thing that they do well is draft. People can say whatever they want about Dallas. They've drafted future Hall of Famers in Zach Martin and Tyron Smith and superstar and Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs, and say what you want about Dak, but Dak was taken in the third round. He looked pretty good he's looked pretty good for a very long time. So good enough they give him $40 million a year. So Dallas does draft well. That is on their side. That is technically actually on their side. It's what they're going to do to get over that hump, because this was supposed to be the year. You got CeeDee Lamb, another great draft pick. You got Amari Cooper. You got Dak. You got Zeke. You got Tony Pollard. You have all the makings of a team that should go in, potentially compete, and win a Super Bowl. But you weren't able to get it done. And who do you put the blame on? Who gets removed? Who gets replaced? And how do you run this back and make this better in the 22 season than it was in the 21 season? Dallas, I think you guys have a great foundation. It's how you can mix and match those pieces to get it right. Or, do you guys just think that Dallas is incapable of winning a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott as your quarterback? That's another thing you'll have to decide. Well, not Dallas, because he's going to be around, because they're paying him a whole lot of money for a very long time. Leave your thoughts in the chat. Leave your thoughts in the comments. The Dallas Cowboys, what do they do next? What's next for America's team? I don't know. I really don't, because Dak's under contract for a long time and Zeke's under contract for a long time. The great thing is, though, you have two superstars on that defensive side of the ball. My name is Jeff Lighty Jr. at the Black Boss Channel. You can subscribe to the Black Boss Channel right there at theblackbosschannel.com, at theblackbosschannel.com. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at JLighty7 for all content just like this. Once again, my name is Jeff Lighty Jr. with the Black Boss Channel and Victory Formation. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Peace.